Mom, I don't want to record the video. I'm too lazy. What? I have to do it anyway. God damn it. Well, anyway, time to watch the replay of stage 1 of Formula 3 Championship on Mugello. There is one thing you need to know about this championship is that there was too many people signing up, so there's actually two splits. So the first split is for fast people who know how to drive, and the second split is for me and Mike and the rest of us retards. So yeah, we kind of barely made it into second split. So what you need to understand is like we are just like trash drivers driving with other trash drivers. So this is kind of like crap you have to expect from these races. There is a way to like promote ourselves into first split, but that's not going to happen probably. So no need to worry about that. So yeah. I guess let's just start watching. Boop. Let's watch the start, see what happened. The first race 20 laps, second race was, let me check my notes, I think 16 laps. Yes, that's right. So for the first race, there were 28 cars on the starting grid, and I was starting in 24th position, and Mike was starting in 20th position. As usual, Mike qualifies better than I do, but well, that's kind of common at this point. Also, you may notice that there is one car just there in the middle. I don't know why, something just got fucked up on the grid, I guess, but well, that's how it was in the start. So let's just watch from my perspective first. So I don't really have a very good launch. You can see some people have a much better launch and immediately go fucking 4 wide. Yeah, that's a good start. Like the second split with people who don't know how to drive. And the first thing, literally the first thing that happens 4 seconds after the start, it's 4 wide. Let's watch that. And some bonks happened. Fortunately, nobody died right there, right away. Yeah, let's watch this car instead. Like, boop. 4 wide. Bonk, bonk. Mike had a happy fun time at the start, and there was like 4 wide going on over there in the front. But let's not look at that right now. Let's just switch back to my car. So there I am, right behind Mike at this point. And I'm not really trying too hard. If people want to pass me right at the start, that's just perfectly fine. Because I'd rather survive the first few turns. Like you see, that guy didn't survive, just goes off track. Goodbye, guy. So I'm just being like really careful here. And as we are coming up to turn 2, oh boy, what was that all about? All kinds of shit happening. So let's see. Let's see. Looking through my notes here. Yes, first of all, we need to look at number 39, which is car 26 in this replay. Let's see what happened with number 39. So he goes into... Oof, yeah, that's just kind of weird. I guess there is some kind of stuff happening. Garmoshka. I don't know how to say that in English, but basically those cars are slow, so this car brakes hard, and this car also brakes hard, and number 39 that doesn't really account for all that, and he expects everyone to go fast, so he just bonks the guy in front of him in the ass just like that and starts spinning. Who was the guy in front of him? That was number 17. And so he starts spinning, and he pushes 28 off track as well. And some cars are trying to avoid all this garbage by going off track, which was probably a reasonable thing to do, to be honest. But yeah, all kinds of shit happens, and so both me and Mike gain a bunch of positions without having to do anything at all. Let's see. Let's watch it from number 44 perspective. My notes say watch number 44, so let's watch number 44. Yeah, shit's happening. That guy's like, I don't want to do anything with that, and he just tries to drive around, but the white car goes in reverse, so he has to like go way into the sand. Oh boy, that was pretty terrible for him. He could have gone to the left, I suppose. If he was braking a bit harder, he could probably go on the left. But perhaps he was wary of the car on his left, which is, I'm guessing, probably number 53, judging by the car color scheme. So, anyway, there was some more shit happening, right? Yes, there was more shit happening. This was the first incident that we just looked at. And number 39 got a 15-second penalty for that, which is understandable. But at the same time, some other crap was happening between number 60 and number 68. So let's switch to these cars and see what's up with that. Here's number 60. Yeah, it's gonna happen right here. Yeah, that was kind of weird. So this is like kind of a half-assed attempt of dive bomb or something. And he kind of could do it, I suppose, but he just misses the apex by a lot and just hits the guy in front, number 68. And because of that contact, he starts spinning, and number 33 crashes into him. Let's watch it from number 33. Oh god, sorry, wrong button. There we go. So shit happens. Yeah, could this guy do something better? Yeah, he could have gone on the outside, I suppose. He had some space there, but he didn't account for this car just going this way, I suppose. Bonk. And so this beating guy who caused all the crap, because of this extra bonk, he's set straight and keeps driving, but 33 just flies into sand. So that's very unfortunate for him, loses a bunch of positions. So now let's see how Mike handled this entire situation straight from the start. Four wide, nothing special. People just want to win, not even in turn 1. Even before the turn 1. Let's win the race before even turn 1 begins. Understandable. Have a nice day. Mike's doing good, keeping his line, being careful. Didn't get caught into any of this shit that was happening here. But he slowed down a little bit, so he's going side by side with 31, and 31 passes him. One more dude just went off track. Was there some kind of foul play involved, I wonder? Not really, but probably worth looking at. There we go, there's this car, number 2, and he decided to just go into 3 wide, because why the hell not? Well, I mean, it's not like it was much of his decision. It was like either going 3 wide or slowing down too much. So he chose to go into 3 wide, which is pretty scary. not much space really for all these cars, and he just kind of fucks it up, basically, and goes off track. Nobody did anything like really too stupid, but ended poorly for number 2. At the same time, let's switch to car number 55. So this guy starts sliding, goes into the sand, and his car kind of gets stuck. Yep, right here. There is, I don't know if it's the problem with the car or with the track or what, but sometimes when you go off track, your car can just get completely stuck like this, and then the game just automatically teleports you into the pit lane, and you cannot continue the race after that anymore. So that was very unfortunate for number 55. Let's rewind a little bit and have a look at what happened with number 53 that we have already seen. Where is number 53? There is number 53. Yes, he just kind of goes straight into the wall. Oh wow. That was unfortunate for him, but at least he did not get completely stuck. So, yeah. Back to my car, I guess. So rewind a little bit. Yeah, there's Mike in front of me, so this is like back to this massacre in turn 2. We're just driving through that, trying not to get caught into all that shit. Mike's getting past. So yeah, we're just gaining a lot of positions right at the start, just because people all like freaking die and go off track. Now, for a while, for the rest of the lap, nothing really interesting happens. So let's skip to the end of lap 2, I suppose. Yes, let's do that. We need to be looking at number 49. At that point, let's see, 2908, somewhere around here. Yep, here. So this is number 49. And he just goes wide in last corner. And at the same time, roughly at the same time, number 66 also fucks up last corner. Pretty much in the exact same fashion. And so that's a couple more positions, a couple more free positions for both me and Mike. Oh no, that was not a free position. That guy managed to get back on track quickly enough. Okay. That's good for him, but he's still slow after that ordeal. So Mike is catching up with him and goes for a little bit of a side-by-side action. This is just the start of the race, so we're not allowed to use DRS. If Mike was allowed to use DRS, I'm sure he would have passed him. But yeah, Mike kinda decides to play it safe and just lets him go, which was a smart move, I suppose. At the same time, some shit is going to happen. This is the beginning of lap 3. Let's switch to number 38. That's the guy who went for wide right after the start. So let's see what happens here. Oof. So he tries to go for an overtake here on number 79, and 79 misses the apex. 38 doesn't account for that and just kind of crashes into him. This was investigated by race control and there was no penalty assigned to anyone. And let's see, 38 kind of fucks himself over, but 79... what happened to 79, I want to see. Let's see. Oh, 79 also goes off track. Like, kind of for a moment it looked like he managed to keep his car on the track, but no. Oh wow, that looked like shit. Let's watch number 49. Yeah, 38 was kind of coming back on track in a crappy manner, if you ask me. Imagine you're just driving. Well, I guess it's not really that much of a deal, because, like, normally you'd go on the left here anyway. And, like, 38 at least tries to keep to the right side of the track here. But that was kind of a crappy situation for 49, because there's one slow car here, another slow car coming back on track here. I'd imagine he wasn't too thrilled about having to drive through this. Let's watch the cockpit camera. Yeah, that was a bit Monk-S for him, probably. And so, at the same time, I kind of fuck up here. Just like shortly before that, I made a mistake in turn 2, I completely missed it, so number 2 is passing me here. But Mike ahead of me, you can see Mike passing those cars that just had an accident. What's next in my notes? Oh, someone's gonna spin. Yes, that gentleman is gonna spin. Let's see what happened to him. This is car number 31. Let's switch to him and see what happened. He just kinda... yeah, the curbs are sort of scary here. You have to be careful going on these curbs. It's pretty easy to spin, so he just spins and slides off track completely. So that's one free position for both me and Mike. And some other people as well. At the same time, car 79 does something. I don't know why I have it in my notes, but apparently it was important enough to write it down. So here is car 79. He makes a mistake here and just cuts the track significantly, and then I don't know, he probably like has a slowdown or something. Like you can see he's kind of going slowly or whatever. Maybe not, maybe not. Maybe not. Maybe he was just being careful after coming back on track. Because that's kind of a problem. When you come back on track you have to be careful or you're just gonna spin again. And that will happen to me in the second race, I think, yes. At the same time, there was a bit of an accident involving me actually and another guy. It was kind of a stupid accident. Let's have a look at that. Rewind. Let's watch it from the other guy's perspective. This is number 14. Oh, I shouldn't have scrolled to my car. A lot of cars on the grid, so a lot of clicking to like switch between cars and shit. So, you see this guy, he was like kind of like driving behind me, and then he like goes to the side, so I assume he is going to dive me. But suddenly he changes his mind and moves to the left again. And I was kind of going slowly, and also kind of I'm too close to the middle of the track, should have been probably closer to the left. So I expect him to dive me here, so I slow down more than I should have. So I'm like slowing down and leaving him space on the inside. But he goes back to the outside because, I don't know, he couldn't make up his mind or something. And he just bonks me in the ass. Now I have to go off track for a little bit. So I lose some positions here. And I gain one position back because of that guy that we have already watched. And number 14 got a 5-second penalty for that. Well, nothing too terrible happened. Like, I didn't completely spin, so that wasn't super bad. At the same time, there's just a lot of shit happening at the same time. There was another accident between 87 and 79. Let's see. 87, 87. Oh, it doesn't say which car is that. Ah, that's car 2, I remember. This is 87. Ah, okay. It's gonna happen in like 10 seconds, so let's watch that. Yeah, this happened. So the car in front is car 79, yes. And like, I guess he wasn't really going fast enough. Like, he doesn't have the perfect line for this corner. Maybe he's going like slightly slower. Maybe he was careful because of my car. That's my car in front. Maybe he wanted to like have a little bit more space between himself and me. So he was just going a little bit slowly. So number 87 kind of touches him in the ass. Not very hard, but just a little bit, but that's enough. That's enough to send the 79 into a wall, which is very unfortunate. Oof, that looked like it was a very hard hit. And while that was happening, I get passed by this guy, number 28, right here. At the end of this lap, number 38 is creeping up on Mike, and this is already like lap 3, so DRS is the thing that you can use now. So 38 uses DRS and he's gonna pass Mike because of that. And not only him, also Mike is gonna get passed by number 2 as well. Yeah, DRS is a very helpful thing here. Then pretty much nothing interesting happens during lap 4. But on lap 5, by the end of lap 5, something interesting is going to happen. So let's see what that is. Let's switch to car number 14. And let's fast forward to lap 5. 34.29. There it is. So this guy uses DRS, right? It's kind of hard to tell because his car is just black. But he probably uses DRS. And then something just really weird happens, because he just loses the car in the straight for like no reason whatsoever. Let's see. Like, I don't know, like you see this, like he turns just a little bit to the left. Let's watch in slow motion. So he just like jerks his wheel just a little bit to the left. Here. And then he tries to correct it and he basically just completely jerks his car out of balance. And this is so fucking weird. Like in DRS, obviously you don't have like downforce on your S when you're using DRS, so it's like easy to do this kind of crap when you're making some kind of fast adjustments to your line. And so he just, wow. He has a bad time basically at this point. But at the same time, I am pretty close to number 28 who passed me right before. And so I can use my DRS at this point. Which I do. There goes DRS. And so I pass number 28 and I pass number 14 who's still spinning this entire time. At the start of lap 6, Mike is getting passed by car number 66, so we can watch that. Well, I think I scrolled it too far, but okay, we can just fast forward from here. So yeah, 66 uses DRS, catches up to Mike on the straight, and passes Mike in turn 1. Just like that. But shortly after, let's keep watching. Shortly after, let's see what happens. Sbinala. And so Mike gains his position back. Just like that. That was a bit close. I think I also passed number 66 there while he's trying to get back on track. Yep, there he is. And I passed him. 3 positions again. Just because people are spinning. Now there is some kind of weirdest crap is going to be happening in about 10 seconds. So let's see what that is all about. This is between cars 21, 60, 72, and 9. So let's switch to car 21. Let's see what's going to happen. Do I have the wrong timestamp? No, I don't have the wrong timestamp. So what happens here? Yeah, 21 just... kind of fucks up this corner and hits 60. And he loses control of this car because of that contact, and he slows down right at the apex. So 21 got 5 points for that. At the same time, car 72 is coming fast and just kinda hits 21 in the S. And car 72 got 5-second penalty for that, for quote-unquote dangerous driving. Oh yeah, he definitely could have reacted better to this situation. Like, he already sees that the shit is happening, that he... Right here, you could hear it. He's like fucking accelerating into this. And I don't know what he was expecting, to be honest. But yeah, that's understandable. But shit just keeps happening. Let's keep watching car number 21. So because of that hit in the S, oof. He's kind of still stuck there on the apex of this corner. And number 9 slams into him. And 21 got like 15-second penalty for this, but I am just really not sure if that makes any sense. So let's see, let's switch to car number 9. Like, I just really don't see what 21 could have done differently in this situation. Like, I guess he got this, like I'm not sure what this means. UNSV.R, what kind of penalty in that? I guess it's like unsafe return to track or something like that, probably. But he's just kind of fucked because he's just stuck there in the middle of the road, and he did kind of start driving at this point. He's like driving forward. He should have just kept still probably, but he's like driving forward there at the last minute, the last moment. But if you watch number 9, like, there is just like barely enough space to like fit a car through here. But if you watch how 9 is driving, like, he's not really hitting the apex. There you can see like 21 moving, and like 9 would have hit him either way. 9 just did nothing to avoid it, didn't even try. Maybe he couldn't even, probably, unless like nothing short of just slamming the brakes completely probably would have helped here. But 21, I just don't see how he could have done anything differently here. I would have probably complained about this decision to race control, because he is just so he's like bonk, he's bonked, and his car just like stops here. And I guess he does start moving forward here, which he shouldn't have done, but it really affected nothing. Like, this collision would have happened, and like, to get slammed in the S, and then he just spins, and then he stops. He could have just kept going backwards, I guess, but no, this could have been even worse, to be honest. So I don't know, I guess just like 21 got like really fucked here. Well, I guess the initial contact was his fault, right? Yes. So he sort of brought it upon himself, but 15 seconds to 21 for this collision, I don't see how it makes sense. Yet another decision of race control that I just don't understand completely. Oh well. And so Mike is so far away from all that shit, but he's still... Yeah, 21 is like really fucked. And Mike is gonna pass him. Yeah, he's just like fucking backwards there. Oh boy. So Mike passes him. And I pass him as well. Next lap. Lap 7. Nothing really interesting happens until the end of lap 7, I guess. Until number 49 fucks up T8. So let's fast forward to that. Boom, 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 boom. There is number 49. And there he goes. Yeah, he was just going a little bit too fast. Touched the grass, and, well, bad things happened to him. Oof, he just really goes the fuck out of the way. Oof. But at the same time, another thing was happening. Number 28 goes side by side with me into this corner, and I just pretty much give up. Because this is a fast corner, and it's like kind of scary. It was scary for me to drive side by side here with another car, so I just like really slow down to let him go. But number 87 kind of slips behind number 28 and also passes me. And that guy 49 that went way out of track, both me and Mike pass him. There he is. So both me and Mike passed him because of his mistake. Nothing interesting happens for the next lap. But on lap 9, Mike is gonna get attacked by some people. So let's watch that instead. So there is Mike, just driving, and let's fast forward couple minutes. Boop, 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 boop. There we go. Right there, the action. So Mike doesn't have the best exit from this corner. He's slow, and so he is passed by number 87, and he's also passed by number 28. That was unfortunate for Mike, but at least he didn't spin or like crash into anyone or anything. The next thing that happens on lap 10, which is the next lap, where car number 91 spins. So let's switch to car number 91. Let's fast forward a little bit. This is T last, this is the straight. And so 91 goes to wide with number 4. And he just gives too much throttle, I guess, on the exit here. And just spins. So that's very unfortunate. And so Mike passes him. And I believe I pass him too as well. Yep. I'm right behind Mike at this point again, after Mike got passed by those dudes. So here, Mike has a little bit of an issue. I don't really want to pass him at this point. I would rather stay behind Mike, and so I just kind of slow down a little bit so I can just stay behind him. The next thing that happens during next lap, which is lap 11, and it happens between car number 49 and car number 31. So let's have a look at that. Here's 49. Let's fast forward like 1 minute ahead. Yeah, should be around here. Yep. So this is 31. I'm guessing he used DRS. So they're kind of going side by side in turn 1, and 49 just really fucks it up. Like you see, he just completely misses it, just goes like fucking wee, fuck knows where. And he crashes into 31 and 31, fucks off far and wide. Oof, that's unfortunate. 49 got 15-second penalty for that. Roughly at the same time, car number 87 makes a mistake. Let's see. Boop. And he just goes into a wall. And there goes Mike's. There's Mike's car. And there's my car right behind Mike. So that's one free position for both of us. So, next lap. Let's fast forward a little bit. So Mike here makes a mistake in turn 1. Yeah, he slides a little bit. Not fortunately he manages to regain control of his car, but he slows down a lot. So I pass him. And Mike is also passed by car number 66. There is 66, there is Mike, carefully coming back on track. So 66 passes him. Roughly at the same time, because of course everything happens at the same time here in this race. 38 makes a mistake. Goes too fast, touches the grass, goes way off track. So I pass this guy, and Mike also passes this guy. There he is, 38, coming back on track. And there goes Mike. Next lap, another thing happens between car number 72 and car number 60. So let's see. Okay, let's watch 70. No, let's watch 60, probably that would make more sense. So here's car number 60 right here. Let's fast forward like 1 minute. So let's see what happens. So 60, oh wow, what is that happening? That is number 2 if I'm not mistaken, and he's just there in the sand. I don't know what happened there, but I don't have it in my notes, so probably that's not all that important. Or is it? Well, I don't have it in my notes, so I'm not gonna try to figure out what happened here. Just another one of those things, I suppose. So yeah, right, we're watching 60. 60 just sleeps on the curb. And that's a common thing to happen here. Goes off track. And then this happens. Oh boy, that sure doesn't look right. Race control looked at that and assigned no penalties for this, but let's watch it from 72 perspective to decide what actually happened. So yeah, 60 kind of goes back to track in like kind of a shitty manner, probably. But like, I don't know, 72 had all the space. Like, this is where you want to go normally anyway, like closer to the curb. But he just keeps turning to the right. I guess he got scared by 60, which is understandable. Let's watch his perspective from here, from the cockpit view. There he comes. Yeah, I don't know why he decided to try and go on the right of this car. He had all the space here. He should have just gone there. Of course, it's easy to say what he should have done after the race when I can just sit here and like slow down the replay and watch everything. It's not quite as easy in the race, but yeah, he could definitely avoid that. So I guess that's why no penalty was assigned. Just kind of everyone fucked up. And let's see what happens. Woof. Oh god. Oh god. Yeah, I guess that was race over for number 72 completely. But what's with 60? 60 just flies off track again. And so both me and Mike pass him. There he is, once again coming back on track in some questionable manner. Let me see that again. And who is that passing him? I guess that's probably number 28. Let's watch number 28. Yeah, just look at this guy. Like, what the fuck is this? Oh, I'm just gonna go across the entire fucking track. Like, fortunately nothing bad happened. But that's just like kind of really weird. Like 60 isn't very considerate when it comes to these kinds of things. Well, I guess we could watch Mike, so I don't have to scroll all the way to my car. Yeah, there is 60, and there is Mike passing him. Back to my car. I am actually close behind 28, so I can use my DRS. Whoop. And so I pass him. At the same time, because of course it would happen at the same time, there is shit happening between 53 and 75. So let's see what happens here. The document with the penalty says it was like a blue flag violation, so I guess 53 is a lap down at this point in relation to 75. Let's see what happens here. Well, I guess 53 didn't really do anything like too stupid, but like he's in the middle of the track here for some reason, and he's just like really fucking slow. And I guess 75 didn't have to bonk him in the ass. Yeah, I guess 75 kind of like punished himself here. Kind of. Yeah, the car in front is slow, it's not an excuse to crash into it. But yeah, like if you have a blue flag, you should just get the fuck out of the way, to be honest. And so yeah, 75, I don't know if this car is like the same lap, a lap behind or something, but I'm just gonna assume that 75 lost a position there, or maybe even 2, I guess. At the same time, yeah, there's too many cars and like shit just keeps happening, so I'm guessing this video is gonna be like fucking 3 hours long or something, especially for Interlagos, because there was so much shit on Interlagos apparently. At the same time, there is Mike, and he's getting past in turn 1, by number 38, who used DRS to do that. And shortly after that, Mike is gonna get passed by number 49. Oh, it's not actually shortly after that. It's like in the end of this lap. So let's fast forward to that. Yeah, there we go. You can see it on Helicorsa. 49 is close. He's got better exit. And he passes Mike right before last turn. .28 at the same time. 28 enables DRS, and he passes me in turn 1. Like, we had this like sort of back and forth thing with 28 during this first race, because we just couldn't really, like, we would use DRS and pass one another, but then we couldn't have more than 1 second gap between us, and so the car behind would use DRS again, and we would switch positions. That happened a few times. So the next thing that's gonna happen, this is lap 15 by the way, it's like 3/4 into the race. Shit is gonna happen between number 39 and number 11, and it's gonna be another blue flag violation. So let's see what's going on here. This is car 11, and we need to fast forward just a little bit. Just a little bit more. Let's see what's going on here. Well, that's not too terrible, I guess, for number 11. Didn't even lose any positions, it seems. But yeah, that was kind of crappy. Let's see what happened. What was up with number... who is that? Number 39. Let's switch to 39. So there he goes. I guess he had like blue flag for this car as well. It's just impossible to tell in Corsa, because Corsa has shitty replays, really. So it's like a pain to figure out what the fuck is going on in the replay. So he's passed by, what is this, number 91. I don't know who that is. I don't think this guy had any accidents or anything. So he just lets this guy pass, I suppose, and then he just kinda like fucks up. Yeah, like he locks up his wheels, I guess, and he slides a little bit forward right in front of 11. I don't think like this was intentional or something. He just really fucked up braking here, missed the corner entrance, and got in the way of 11. And 39 got 15-second penalty for that. Kinda harsh. Oh well. At the same time... well, not really at the same time. But once again, I'm close behind 28, so now it is my turn to slap DRS and pass him. Boop. There we go. Lap 16. Mike is gonna have some action there. So this is car number 31. 31 uses DRS and passes Mike right before turn 1. Shortly after that, car number 53 is gonna fuck up. I guess he is a lap down at this point, even both to me and Mike, and not just the leaders. So I guess we didn't really gain any positions because of that, but here we go. 53 just fucks up and goes off track. And both me and Mike pass him, but I guess it doesn't really matter, because that was probably blue flag for him. Probably. As I said, I can't really tell, because Assetto Corsa is a piece of shit when it comes to replays. I'm just sorry. Yeah, there he is. Next lap, Mike is gonna have some kind of issue there. So here's Mike's car. And we are gonna fast forward a couple minutes. 53, 58, where is that? I'm gonna happen soon. So in the last corner, Mike sleeps on the curb. Yep. Nothing super bad happens, he gets back on track, but he's slow. So Mike is gonna get passed by a couple cars. Mike is getting passed by number 33 and number 91. Yeah, that was like a bit of a scary moment here. Like Mike goes too close to grass. And then he's like, I don't want to go to grass. And he turns left. Pretty much into number 91. But fortunately, Mike is not a blind idiot. Unlike some people in this league. And he sees that there's a car coming, so he manages not to hit it. So yeah, Mike is passed by a couple of cars here because of his mistake. Back to me. This is going to be lap 18, next lap, end of lap 18 to be precise, where I'm going to get passed by car number 60. There we go. Back to Mike. There goes Mike. Randomly switch to Mike and he's off track. Awkward. Now let's actually switch to number 53. Where is number 53 right behind Mike? And 53 just goes like, fuck yeah, DRS time. Boop. And I don't know, I guess maybe he wasn't really a lap down in relation to Mike, because like why would he try to use DRS otherwise? So yeah, he's like, I have DRS, oh no, I go straight in turn 1. Well, at least you tried, 53, at least you tried. At the same time, this gentleman, car number 87, makes a mistake in turn 9, goes off track, and while he's getting his shit together, I pass him. Shortly after that, Mike is gonna make another mistake in turn 12. Which is this? Yeah, Mike just slides here. Why did Mike slide? I don't know, not enough braking, too much turning. He was just going too fast. So he slides a little bit off track and has a little bit of trouble coming back, but nothing really happens because there wasn't really anyone in close proximity to Mike. At the same time, we can have a look at number 49. And something weird happens to him. I don't really know. I don't know, he like either runs out of fuel or blows up his engine or something. But you can see his car just doesn't go anymore. And Mike is gonna pass him at some point. That's not Mike. He's just rolling without any power. I didn't really hear high reps. There goes Mike. There's Mike's car. Yep, that's Mike. And this guy, like, let's keep watching what happens to him. He's just like rolling, and then he stops, and then he's in the pits. I don't think he blew up his engine or anything. Just kind of really feels like he just ran out of fuel or something. And that was on lap 19, which was second to last lap. And nothing really happens on the last lap. So both me and Mike, we just finish without any issue at that point. So here is me crossing the finish line. Boop. And Mike crosses the finish line like roughly 30 seconds later. More like 40 actually. Oh well, it's not like it matters. So somehow Mike managed to use DRS at an appropriate time, and so he got a 5-second penalty for misusing DRS. So the end result looks like this. I somehow finished in 5th, which was a big surprise, and Mike finished 12th. I feel like Mike could have done better. That was the finish, Mike crossing the finish line. I feel like Mike could have done better, but he made some unfortunate mistakes in this race. Maybe he could have been like 7th or 8th or something, but well, such is life. And so in the next race, because the next race was still like top 10 reverse grid like they usually do, I was starting in 6th place because of my 5th place finish, and Mike was starting 12th. Compared to like 24-20, I'd say that's quite an improvement. So yeah, the first race went way better than we expected. Because neither me nor Mike, well, Mike, you know, Mike is kind of new to this stuff, right? In general. But I have pretty much no experience driving proper open wheels like Formula 3. I'm not counting Skip Barber for that. Okay, so let me load the replay of the next race, and I think I'm gonna like go have a drink or something, because I've been talking for like 1 fucking hour and I need a drink. My content manager is being a piece of shit, and everything is lagging because my PC is so good and powerful. And 3060 Ti is expensive as fuck, so I'm reconsidering getting 3060. Maybe I'll just get 2060 or something. But that's all irrelevant information, of course, because you're here to watch the race replay. And it's gonna take it like, I don't know, half an hour. Oh god. Everything is really lagging like shit. Okay, finally I can start another replay to load, and while it's loading I'm gonna go have a drink. I'm back. Are you happy? You'd better be. So yeah, race 2. Race 2 unfortunately didn't go quite as well as race 1 for neither of us. And for me, I guess it was my fault all around. For Mike, I guess it wasn't as much of his fault. But we'll see, we'll see. There were 28 cars at the start of race 1, but there were only 26 cars at the start of race 2. I think someone was just late, but there were only 26 cars on the grid. So, since I'm starting in 6th position, which is pretty high, I was... like, my plan was just to go to let a bunch of people just pass me in turn 1. And that's kind of what happened, as you will see, as soon as the replay loads. But then an unfortunate thing happened. A very unfortunate thing for a lot of people. There we go, finally. So, race 2 was fortunately shorter, so hopefully it's not gonna take an entire friggin' hour to talk about it. So let's just watch the start. There is me, in 6th position on the grid. So as you can see, I'm just trying to keep to the left as much as possible, staying on the outside and just letting people pass me. That was, oof, that was close actually. Oof, very close. So yeah, as you can see, just a ton of people are just passing me because I like really slowed down here. Like, I could definitely go faster here, but I just didn't really want to. And finally, I'm like, okay, turn 1 is over, all the people who are impatient probably have already gone by now. And so I start to accelerate, but unfortunately for me, I missed the entrance to turn 2. And shit starts happening. Oof. But before we look at all the crap that is gonna happen, in there, we can watch the start from Mike's perspective. Mike is also getting passed by some people. I guess Mike chose the same kind of idea as I did, just like stay on the left and let people figure it out. Which is reasonable. Some guy just goes off track. I wonder who that is. Number 20, right? Or is it 17? Well, I don't recognize who that is, so whatever. So yeah, Mike doesn't really have any issues. And also Mike doesn't, well, he misses turn 2 entrance a little bit, but not quite as poorly as I did. So let's see what happens after I miss the entrance into turn 2. Ah, yeah, that was number 70. Yeah, okay, I know who that is now. Okay, I have it in my notes. So, it was number 17 who had bad luck of driving behind me. And so because I missed the corner entrance, and I'm also slow, like he clearly didn't expect me to be there. Like you can see like the way he's turning, he's leaving just enough space for one car to fit in there. But unfortunately I'm not fitting in there because I fucked it up. But he didn't expect that. And so he was going just quite a bit faster than I was going, and collision happened. He got 15 seconds for that. I feel like it was kind of harsh, 15 seconds. Well, it was like a massive crash. It was a massive crash, but I mean, that mainly happened because I fucked up. And once again, just because I fucked up, that doesn't excuse crashing into my ass, which he could avoid. But 15 seconds for that, it feels like too much of a penalty, to be honest. For something that was only partially his fault. And so, bonk, my car spins, someone else bonks him in the ass. There's also Mike. Like, a lot of people got fucking caught up in this shit. Oof. Oof. And cars were basically playing, other cars were playing football with me, essentially. But somehow, after all that bumping, I was more or less set straight, so I could just like drive without much issue. And let's see what Mike had to see in all this massacre. Mike like really had to brake. Mike is a smart guy, so he knows to brake when shit happens, so Mike like really slows down a lot. And then he just goes. And he's still kind of slow, and he's like, what the fuck was going on? And I'm just telling him, Mike, just go, 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 go. So yeah, that was pretty unfortunate, and it was like kind of my fault, to be honest. All of that shit happened. I don't know, if people were just more careful on lap 1, then they wouldn't crash into others, even if those others like make a mistake. That wasn't by any means unavoidable. Like, okay, I fucked up. I admit I fucked up. But 17 could really do better. Let's actually watch from his cockpit. Yeah, like here he should have been braking. And he probably was actually, I don't know. Can we really see if he's braking or not? He is actually braking. That wasn't enough, I guess. Yeah, he just didn't expect me to fuck up so badly. Yeah, he definitely doesn't deserve 15 seconds for this kind of crap. Well, once again, race control makes questionable decisions about penalties. So yeah, both me and Mike lose a lot of positions because of that shit. I'm not even gonna bother counting like who passed whom. So my car is like kind of fucked. Like all the aero is gone. Like thank fuck Corsa isn't really. Yeah, Corsa doesn't really have car damage. Well, it has some form of car damage, but it is very, very light. And the servers of VSR League, they actually have 80% damage instead of 100. I don't know why would you reduce damage in a game that barely has any damage anyway, but well, I don't know. And so this is number 70 who went off track in turn 1, and he is like catching up with me and he's passing me. And immediately after that, immediately after 70 passes me, shit happens to Mike, unfortunately. And it wasn't Mike's fault in any way. At least I don't think it is. Like 70 tries to dive Mike. And I guess Mike is kinda turning too much to the apex, but he probably didn't expect 70 to dive him here, which is understandable. And anyway, if you watch 70, this is where the apex is, and he's nowhere near it. So that was a very, very poorly executed dive bomb here, regardless of what Mike was doing. Like, if 70 didn't miss the apex by like half a fucking mile. Oh boy, did I? Oh. I accidentally skipped over some shit. I'm sorry, there we go. Back to this spot. Yeah, if 70 didn't like really miss it, Mike would have seen him. Like if he actually went more to the right, which he definitely could and should have, Mike would have seen him on Helicorsa and Mike would have left him space. I'm sure that's what would have happened. But 70 kinda doesn't really dive him very well. And so a collision happens. And 70 got 5-second penalty for this, which is unfortunate. And Mike just spins and loses like 6 positions or so. And I slow down a little bit because I'm worried I'm gonna caught up in that. So I kinda slow down and I am passed by whom actually? I'm passed by number 49 in the next corner. At the same time, there is shit happening between number 33 and number 38. So let's see what happens. Let's switch to number 38 here. So 33 is just kind of slow here in T12, and then they just kind of drive, and 38 just kind of crashes into his ass. And somehow 33, the car in front, got the 5-second penalty for dangerous driving. I don't really understand that. Okay, let's switch to 33. Which car is that? This is 33. Like maybe he like switched gears at, like in some wrong spot. That kind of sounded weird. So he goes into 4th, 5th. Yeah, that's what his mistake was. Now I understand. At first it looked really weird because it really felt like he was just like driving normally. Yeah, he's not full throttle here, but he lifts just a little bit, so that's not really a problem. But here, I guess he just like had a brain fart. You can see like here when he switches to fourth, like the green lights go to the halfway. That's still kind of too early. When he switches to fifth, he got like 4 green lights. But when he switches to 6, that's like way too early. It's like way too early to switch to 6. That's why he got the penalty. So his acceleration wasn't nearly as good as it should have been. Now I understand this accident. Okay, then I probably agree it is kind of dangerous driving. Sort of. I probably wouldn't give any penalty to anyone if I was judging that. But yeah, so his acceleration out of this corner wasn't as good. And that's why 38 crashed into his ass. But I just keep saying that it's not an excuse. Because, like 38 sees that he's like closing in. And like this entire time, 38 had like full throttle. Well, not really full. Something might be wrong with his pedals, to be honest. Because it's not full throttle, but whatever. Or maybe he's just accounting for slipstream. I don't know, I can't tell, whatever. But here, he could really see that he was closing in. He really could see that. He should have lifted. Right about here, he should have lifted. And nothing bad would have happened. But he chose kinda not to. So I don't know. It's like, once again, 33 had a brain fart, but 38 didn't do anything to avoid it. But because of that contact, like 38, oof. Monka, yes. That was pretty fortunate that no one hit him here. Let's see. Yeah, that was very Monk-S for number 11. This is number 11, right? Yes, this is number 11. He got pretty scared by 38 here, which is understandable. Had to go into grass, but nothing too bad happened to him. Just had to slow down a little bit. But what's going on with 38 still? He's still having trouble coming back on track. But nothing too bad really happens. Okay. And so, what happens with 38 then? Was that Mike passing him? No, that's another car. And that's also another car. Well, whatever. He got passed by a bunch of people, basically. At the same time... Oh, just like a little bit before that, actually. Number 2 makes a mistake. Yeah, he's going side by side with someone. Who is that? 70? No, this is 12. Okay. And so he touches the grass, slides, goes off track. Very unfortunate for number 2. Meanwhile, I fuck up T12. Did I actually fuck it up? Yeah, I kinda did. I guess I was missing the apex, but then 17 is coming so fast. Maybe I just saw 17 coming or something, and I decided to let him go. But it kind of looks like I just fucked up the corner and had to stay outside. So because of that, I'm passed by 17, and also I'm passed by 21, and there is number 2. So that was a free position for me. So what happens next? 38, this guy who just had an accident, his beans in last corner, and also 53 makes a mistake roughly at the same time. So yeah, they just really fucked up at the same time. There is 38 spinning, and there is 53 just like going straight in last corner. So that's 2 more free positions for me. There is 53 on the right, there is 38 in the middle of the track. And that was just lap 1. That was just lap 1. Jesus fucking Christ. The next thing that's gonna happen is gonna happen with the mic. So remember that number 2 that I just passed, so he got back on track. Here's the end of lap 1. Let's fast forward a little bit. And number 2 makes a mistake again. He just goes wide in turn 3. And that allows Mike to pass him. And 30 seconds later, number 53, who also fucked up recently, is going to fuck up T12. There he is. And that's 1 more position for Mike. The next thing that's going to happen is going to happen between cars 91 and 23. So let's switch to car 23. Race control looked at that and there was no penalties assigned, but let's see what's actually happening. And what is happening is 3 wide into turn 1 that persists, and some kind of shit is happening. So there was a little bit of contact here, I suppose, and cars kind of went off balance. Yeah, and this is just like a 3 wide gone wrong. Like, no one really does anything like super stupid or anything. But then just very light contact happens between 23 and 91, who is in the middle. If anything, it kinda looks like 91 didn't hold his line very well. But then again, 23 is moving around just a bit too much. I think it all happened because of this, like, this had to be a contact. Probably all this shit just happened because of this tiny little contact here. And the contact happened, yeah, because 91 wasn't ideally holding his line here, I guess. Just moved a little bit too much to the right. And, well, I guess 23 also wasn't perfect. Yeah, 23 probably should have been closer to the right side of the track here. Well, this is just like fucking textbook example of 3 wide going wrong. Like, no one really does anything like outrageously stupid or wrong or anything, but like shit happens. And 23 is the one who has to suffer from that, and he just goes straight into a wall here, and he like rage quits or something. Bop, and he's gone. Like, I don't know why he decided against continuing the race at this point, but well, such is life, I guess. On lap 3, stuff is going to be happening. Let's fast forward like 1 minute ahead. This is the perspective of number 2 car, who is driving behind Mike. There's Mike's car ahead. Mike kind of has a slow exit from turn 9. Kind of hard to tell why, but well, that's how it is. And Mike decides to take the inside line through turn 10, and that actually worked. It helped him to keep his position for now, but now that we fast forward a little bit, number 2 is right behind Mike, so he can use DRS, because this is lap 3 already. And so number 2 is gonna use DRS, boop, and he's gonna pass Mike with that. So this happens. The next thing that happened in the race happened between 75 and 68 on lap 4. Let's switch to number 75. There he is. And it's actually happening right now. Okay. Yeah, kind of too wide gone wrong, sort of. Race control looked at that and gave 10-second penalty to number 75, which is the car we're looking at right now. Well, I don't know, kind of feels like a racing incident, more or less. But yeah, he does kind of go wide, like right here. If you watch right here, there's barely enough space for another car to fit. But it could have happened because of the initial contact, and the initial contact happened, like, I don't know, it's hard to say it was like anyone's fault, really. Just feels like a racing incident to me. Like, it's not a dive bomb or anything. They were already side by side when this happened. Yeah, I guess 75 maybe was going just too fast. Just a little bit too fast, a little bit wide. But yeah, it doesn't really feel like that much of an issue. But the consequences are pretty shit for 68 though. Because 68, from this tiny-ass contact, he slides off the track and loses several positions. Maybe that's why the penalty is so big for number 75, because of several positions lost for 68. Soon after that, shit is gonna happen between 17 and 2. So let's switch to 17 and see what happens there. It's gonna happen in like 20 seconds. He slips on the curb. That's the usual place. Also, that's me. That's my car. So that was pretty lucky for me here, I guess. He made a mistake, so that was one free position for me. Let's see what happens next. So he just slides and goes off track. And then this happens. Yeah, that was kind of a shitty comeback on track. This guy that we're watching, number 17, got 10-second penalty for this, which is understandable. And if we watch the guy who crashed into him, number 2 again, yeah, that was like definitely 17's fault, because you see, like, 17 is on the right side of the track here, and he is slow as fuck. So, like, what he should have done, he should have just, like, kept driving on the right side of the road here. But instead, he turns, like, to the left here, and there was absolutely no reason for him to do that. And 2 didn't expect him to do that. Like, 2 have seen him at this point, and so 2 sees him like, okay, he's on the right, and so 2 tries to go on the left, and this guy also goes on the left for some inexplicable friggin' reason, and so he bonks number 2 off the track. And he's sent spinning again, but well, that's his own fault. He has only himself to blame. And he still causes trouble for this car, like not too much trouble, but he's kinda in the way again. And so, because of this accident, Mike passes both of these cars. The next thing that happens at the end of lap 5, where number 70 is actually close enough to me. Let's switch to his car. There's number 70, so he is right behind me, and he can use DRS and the boop, and so he uses DRS to pass me here in the straight. Soon, like 30 seconds after that, car number 79 makes a mistake in turn 9. Let's actually switch to car number 79 and have a look at what happened. And there goes 79. Turn 6, 7, 8, 9, and something's gonna happen here. Yeah, he just goes wide here, and he is off track, and I pass him. There's my car over there. Next lap, nothing interesting happens, but on lap 7 though, car number 38 is going to make a mistake. There's 38, our good friend. Got fast forward like 3.5 minutes ahead. Let's see. Yep. So what happened here? Yeah, just loses his balance on the curb, touches grass, spins. And that allows Mike to pass him. That happened actually right in front of Mike here. So that's one free position for Mike, which is nice. next lap another car is going to fuck up. This time it would be number 79. So let's switch to number 79. It's gonna happen in like 1.5 minutes from this point. Let's see what's up with that. Nothing too bad. It goes... That actually looked weird. Because it really felt like he made the corner. But then he turns left into grass for some reason. Why did that happen? Yeah, he just like literally turns left here. Why does he do that? Strange. So he goes into grass. And then what happens? Does he just go straight? He kinda does. He kinda does go straight because of that. That was a really weird mistake on his part. I feel like that shouldn't have happened at all to him. So there he is, and there is Mike getting another free position. Next lap, however, in like 1 minute from this point, Mike is gonna get past. Let's see. Does this guy use DRS? Hard to tell with the pitch black car, but I'm gonna assume that yes, DRS was used. And so he just passes Mike easily in turn 1. The next thing that is in my notes happens on lap 10 between car number 72 and car number 49. So let's switch to car number 72. Here it is, 72. And let's fast forward just a little bit. There we go. Race control looked at that and they decided nothing bad happened here, no penalty was assigned, but so what happens here? 49, which is this car in front, kind of makes a mistake. Really misses the apex here in what, this is turn 2, right? Yes, this is turn 2. And he kind of misses the apex, but then he tries to go to the left as much as possible. I guess for the sake of having a better trajectory through the next corner. And he doesn't account for 72 just diving him like that. Well, it is kind of a dive bomb on the 72 part. But 49 did make a mistake. And like after you fuck up, you kind of have to expect that other cars are gonna get closer to you. So I guess it is kind of a racing incident. And yeah, 72 just gets fucked, but 49 just keeps driving. Well, this is like technically a dive bomb gone wrong. But 49 did fuck up as well, so I don't know. Yeah, it's kind of hard to put the blame on someone here in this incident. So, whatever. The next thing is gonna happen on the same lap, between 17 and 21. And it's gonna be a blue flag issue. Okay, let's switch to car 21. Here it is. Yeah, this is 72 from the incident that we have just looked at. It's gonna happen a little bit later, so let's fast forward. This is a blue flag situation, or so it says in the race control notes. So 17 was a lap down at this point in relation to 21. Apparently. Once again, I cannot really tell. And he's kind of slow as fuck. Like, you see, like, 21 was really having some issues here. Like, that was close to, you know, spinning, because I guess he had to, like, slam the brakes or something. Because 17 was so slow. But nothing really bad happens here, but something really bad is gonna happen now. Like, 17 brakes way too early. Way too early into this corner. I don't know, like, maybe he expected 21 to just like okay, this is blue flag, so I'm gonna slow down, and 21 is gonna like drive around me or something. Maybe that's what he was thinking. But damn, like, you really should check your fucking mirrors, bruh, or something. Because 21 was right behind him and he didn't really expect this kind of bullshittery to happen. And so this crash happens, and it ends very poorly for everyone involved. Also, my notes say keep watching, more shit happens. From my perspective. Okay, let's see what kind of shit happens after that. So there's 21 coming back on track, there's 17 coming back on track. And yeah, 17 kind of scares 70 off the track a little bit. Let's watch this from 70's perspective. What did it look like from him? So he's like kind of going too wide. Like, he didn't really had any reason to go off track here. I guess he just kind of like messed up. I don't think he got scared by anything. Like, there's enough space for everyone, but he just kind of fails to go side by side with 17. And he goes off track, but it was a good idea in the end. Because as you can see, like, 17 doesn't really leave any space here. So I don't know, maybe that actually saved him from dark fate. I cannot tell. But what it did, for me, it allowed me to have one free position, so I'm not going to complain about that. If we switch back to my car, 17 just slows down, I guess. Why does he slow down? I don't know. Maybe because of the blue flag. He still had blue flag, right? That's why he slowed down, probably. 21 was passing him, he still had blue flag, so he decided, oh, I'm gonna brake. Fortunately, I wasn't right behind him when that happened. And so I slip behind 21. Actually, if it was a blue flag for him, maybe I was lapping him as well at this point. I'm not sure, actually. Oh well. So, go into a little bit of too wide with 21 and turn last. And I'm really close to him, so I can just slap DRS, bonk, and pass him. Next lap, something is gonna happen right now with car 72. Let's have a look at car 72. He just fucks up. Yep, goes wide in turn 3, spins, and that's a free position for me. There he is. At the same time, car number 14 fucks up. How does he do that? Just fails to stay on track in turn 1. And that gives Mike a free position as well. There goes Mike. The next thing that is going to happen between 12 and 49. So let's switch to these cars. Here's 12. He uses DRS. Everyone is kind of using DRS here. Except this car. This guy was in front, so he had no reason to use DRS, but both 12, right? Yeah, this is 12. What is the other car? Kind of looks like 17, but I'm not sure. Like, you can see DRS is enabled on this car and on this car, so they kind of like go double DRS slipstream kind of deal. So I'd imagine they were going quite fast. And so they are passing this car number 49, and it would have been fine, probably, but 12, for some reason, just kind of moves to the left here. Like, I don't know, I guess he wanted to have better trajectory into turn 1, so that's why he moved a little bit more to the left here. But he kind of did it too late, because at this point he should kind of already be turning or something. But instead he bumped into 49. And he's like really missing the apex here, but I think that's probably because of the contact. But he probably... it kind of looks like he would have missed it anyway, to be honest. So yeah, that was kind of his mistake that this collision happens. And so 49... there's 49. Because of this bump, 49 just goes off track. And 12 gets 10 seconds penalty for that. And yeah, since 49 is just stuck here in the sand or gravel or whatever that is, that gives me a free position here. So that's good for me. What is the next thing that happens? The next thing that happens in like 2 minutes with number 79 on lap 13. So let's switch to number 79. There he is. And now 2 minutes time skip. Let's see what happens. Turn 8 and turn 9, and what happens here? Oh, he turns too late. He goes wide and turns late, and he touches grass here, and he just goes straight off track. And that allows me to pass him. There he goes. Here's my car. And who's that behind me, I wonder? Because it kind of looks like they also had some kind of mistake, judging from helicourse. Let's actually see. I don't have that in my notes, so I don't know which car is that. So let's see. Who is this? I don't know who this is. But yeah, they were going too fast. And also ended up going off track. And that's kind of interesting, but oh well. What is the next thing that happens? The next thing that happens actually happens roughly at the same moment between cars 68 and 33. So let's switch to car 68. Here it is. And there is a fight happening. 68 attacks in last turn, and he actually manages to pass 33, but he touches the grass on the exit. And he spins, and he hits 33. And gets 10-second penalty for that, for dangerous driving. Yeah, he really just kind of fucked up. Accelerated too much, I suppose. Touches the grass, spins. But because of that contact with 33, he actually manages to keep his car straight, but for 33 it ended poorly, very poorly. He just flies into a wall. Actually, that's a pretty cool recovery. He just does a 360 and keeps driving. Of course there is some damage to his car and some time lost, but could have been worse, I suppose. And the next thing that happens is just a really shitty fucking thing that happens. And it happens with me, unfortunately. So let's see what's going on. First of all, we have to look at car number 39. So let's switch to car number 39. Car number 39 is going to fuck up in 2.5 minutes from this point. So let's watch this fuck up. Interesting. Oh well, you know, like, that curb is treacherous. A lot of people had already have issues with that particular curb. And so 39 has a lot of trouble. He really goes off track and struggles with coming back. Oh wow, someone is drifting. Holy crap. I didn't even know that happened. And yeah, this kind of shit happens, like, if you watch it from my perspective. So he's just came back on track, and he's really slow. And now watch this from my point of view. Let's actually switch to cockpit view. So here I am coming out of T9, right? And that guy, he's on the right, and he really should have fucking stayed on the right. But he moves across the track to the left for some reason. I don't fucking know why. So I can see him from here. From here I can see him doing that. And I'm like, what the fuck are you doing, bro? But okay. So I see him moving to the left. I turn to the right and he fucking starts moving to the right again. Like, later he said, like, oh, I just wanted to, like, let you pass. Like, we had a discussion about that on Discord later, and I told him, like, dude, don't do that ever again. But yeah, he understood that he kind of made a mistake there. So hopefully he's not going to be doing this anymore. And so he scares me with his movement. He kind of scares me, and I go into grass. Like, you see, at this point, there's just really no space for a car here. So I got scared and I went into grass, but that was like a really bad thing to do. Like, I could have gone on the left there. Like, the problem is, like, let's see, like, right about here, you can sort of see that he's coming back to the right. But my problem was that I'm like, okay, this guy is moving to the left, I'm gonna move to the right. After I made that decision, I kind of stopped paying attention to him, which was my downfall. Because I really didn't expect him to do this kind of crap. I really didn't expect it. And like, around here, like, if I was paying attention to him at this point, which I wasn't, I could still make the decision to turn left. I could like brake and I could turn left and everything would have been fine. But I only realized like what he was doing like too late, so I just kind of instinctively tried to avoid him. And that was like literally the worst possible thing I could have done in this situation. Like, it would literally been better if I just crashed full speed into his ass. Because that's what happens next. I just fucking slide on the grass. And unfortunately there is this guy, number 12. And that happens. He really didn't expect that. He was just driving, minding his own business. And then there is a fucking torpedo coming right in front of him. So I really could have reacted better. I didn't get any penalty for that. Because I guess the race control looked at that and they said, yeah, like 39 really did fuck up, so we can't really blame Hippo for this kind of shit. But they probably should have blamed me, like at least I expected to get at least some kind of penalty. Actually, I was worried that they are gonna completely disregard like 39's action and they would give me like, I don't know, 10,000 fucking second penalty for this, because it's like really shitty. Like, imagine thinking about it like from this guy's perspective, because he's just driving and then there's just a fucking torpedo coming into him and he probably thought it was intentional. Because like he's just doing fine, there is no issue, and then there is like whoosh, a fucking torpedo in his face. Ow. So I'd imagine 12 was like really mad about that. And like even more mad because something else happens later on that would make him even more mad. But yeah, I expected to get some kind of insane penalty for this. And I did not really expect to get no penalty whatsoever. I think I should still have like, I don't know, like 5 or 10 seconds or something, because like I could have reacted better. I really could have reacted better and I could avoid all this shit altogether, but I just kinda didn't. Mostly because I didn't expect 39 to do this like weird ass fucking maneuvers here. So like most of this shit is on 39, but I could have avoided that if I paid just a little bit more attention to what he was doing. And so the bad part is that 12 let's switch to 12. Let's switch to his cockpit. So he's just toom to doom toom. I'm just driving, minding my own. What the fuck is this? So, yeah, that was very unfortunate. And the worst part of it all is that his car got stuck in the sand. And he got teleported to the pits, so he couldn't continue the race after that. So I like really feel bad about this, because I didn't have to make it his problem, but I kinda made it his problem because I made a poor decision. And so he got really fucked. So that's unfortunate. And after that, I'm like pretty mad about this entire ordeal with number 39, because that was really an outrageous maneuver. And I have trouble coming back on track because I just give it just too much throttle. Like, my tires are still dirty, my tires are like still overheated and shit, but I just give it too much throttle and I kinda spin again. So that was pretty stupid of me. But at least I didn't kill anyone here, so that's good. And so how many positions I lost here? I don't know. Like about 4 positions or so. So that was like really, really stupid, like really shitty, like really dumb accident. But at least 39 realizes what he did wrong, and he will probably not do that again. Hopefully. At the same time, there was a problem happening between number 70 and number 79, so let's switch to these cars. It was actually like a bit before that, so let's rewind a little bit. Somewhere around here. Let's see, car 70. This is car 70. Let's see what's going on here. 70 misses T8. And he goes wide, and he touches the grass, and he spins. He tries to catch it, but he fails, and he flies into a wall, and then he just bounces back onto the track and hits 79. Let's watch it from 79's perspective. Yeah, he really couldn't have expected that. Well, I guess he saw 70 spinning the fuck out. But I guess it did really look like he avoided the danger. Like, you see, he doesn't go on the apex here, he like goes wider than normal, but he's still just like this final fucking touch. This final bump. Just a tiny, teeny little bit of contact. And 79 is sent flying. Oof. That's unfortunate. And he has actually a lot of trouble after that to come back on track. Or at least that's what my notes say. There goes 70. And there goes Mike. So that was free position for Mike. Yeah, so he kind of makes sort of similar mistake. Well, not similar mistake. It's kind of a dumber mistake than I did. Like, you see, his like right wheels are on tarmac, his left wheels are on grass. So he's got way more grip on the right than on the left, and he kind of steps on the throttle here and he spins again. Yeah, that was not very smart of him, but I'd imagine he was pretty mad after that accident, so maybe that's what affected his decision making here at this point. And this was lap 15, this was second to last lap. That was very unfortunate. And after that, nothing really happens. So we can just switch to Mike. Like, because of that shitty ass fucking incident, Mike caught up with me, more or less, so there is my car in front, and there is Mike's car. And this is like second to last lap, and I guess we can just fast forward to the end of the race because nothing really happens. There's my car in front. Mike makes some small mistakes, but it doesn't matter at this point anymore. And I guess I was driving pretty slowly because Mike is kind of catching up. Oh wait, is that not my car in front? I guess it's not my car in front, it's some other guy. I guess maybe he's a lap down. Or maybe that's some kind of guy that got a lot of penalties. Is it 70 actually? Yeah, it is 70. Oh yeah. So Mike finished ahead of him because of all the penalties, and my car is ahead, I suppose. Yeah, so this is me finishing. What is going on there? Why is there 3 wide? I'm not sure I want to know. And this is Mike coming to finish. Yeah, I guess that is my car. That black dot up there is my car. And this is Mike finishing right behind 17. And so the result for the race, for the second race of stage 1, is that I came in 14th, which is like not too bad actually, considered like these accidents that I was in. And the Mike is behind me in 15th place. So yeah, this particular race kind of went in a really shitty manner, so I'm not happy about that. But you know, it wasn't like super retarded crap. So after the races were done, like, we weren't really mad. Like, even with all the crap that happened, like, we weren't really mad. So we were like, okay, like, maybe we can keep driving. Because if you watched the previous video, you know that we were like pretty mad, and we were like considering like fuck this league, like fuck these people. But after this race, we kind of calmed down, and we were like, okay, maybe it's worth to keep driving. Yeah, I guess the stupidest part was that me missing the fucking turn 2 on lap 1 and race 2. That was like the dumbest fucking thing that happened to me. And I wish that didn't happen. And then probably both of our races, like both mine and like Mike's races, would be much better if that incident didn't occur. But oh well, it's kinda no point in just sitting here contemplating about what could and could not have happened, because it already did. And also the second stage, which was on Interlagos, that race is also over, and it kind of went the same way, to be honest. Some shit happened again in race 2 on fucking lap 1. I don't know, I need to work on my driving on the first fucking lap, because I'm like too slow and too careful, and I make too many mistakes in the beginning, and like people just wanna go fast and fucking crash into me, and fucking shit happens. And that's dumb. But this has never been a problem on iRacing, because on iRacing people actually don't want to die or to cause shit, so they actually give you, you know, some room for error, but not in Assetto Corsa apparently. Oh well, what can you expect from a game that barely has any damage to cars, right? So yeah, I could right now go and look at some points and crap, but you have to understand that this was like split 2, right? So when I finished 5th in the first race, that wasn't like actually finishing 5th. That was like actually finishing like in 30th place, because there's 25 people in split 1. So like you can add 25 to these positions that I just like told you in this video. So both me and Mike, we are not competing for anything in this championship. We're just like kind of, you know, having fun. Well, for a definition of fun, of course, trying to get used to like open wheels. But I don't know, I kind of never liked open wheels, you know. And Mike is growing kind of to the same conclusion the more he drives F3. Fortunately, the next championship has been already announced, and it's gonna be on Mazda MX-5 Cup, and that's a like wonderful car. And we have already signed up, both me and Mike. Hopefully GT will join us as well, but he says he has work at the time when the races happen, so that kind of sucks. But well, we'll see. It would be really cool if GT could join us, but that's not very likely to happen, unfortunately. So yeah, finally I'm fucking done with this video. Jesus Christ, they are so long and boring to make. Holy fucking ass. And there's like still one more I need to do about Interlagos. And I kinda wanna do it before the next race happens, which is next Monday. Ugh. So I got like Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday. I got 5 days to watch the fucking replays and make a video, and I don't want to. I'm lazy. Ah! Well, anyway, that's it for now, so thank you guys for watching. See you next time. Goodbye.